bass, feel it in my chest. Same step, sharp, pierce through the rest. Minimal chords, keep it clean, no mess. Mumble through the paint, racetrack finesse. Spacesuit dripping, no oxygen needed. Dream so big, Saturn's ring, I exceeded. Time warp vision, future on repeat. Loop so hypnotic, you can't feel the feet. Bounce with a vibe, oh yeah, lock on. Distorted echoes, my song. Solar flare low, they spawn. Edge of the endless, I'm strong.
Any team to give RSVR a run for their money next season.
They chose the grave they call home. We choose the stars. Do not let their fear become yours. Target acquired. Eliminate. They chose the grave they call home. We choose the stars. Do not let their fear become yours. Target acquired. Eliminate all remaining
Welcome back, everyone, to week 7, day 1 of UBAe. we have a good lineup for y'all for the next 3 days. Today we have UKFC Unk versus the 5 Great Kage. And on the roster for UKFC Unks, they have Nakota, they have Bingling, they have Cube. And when we go over to the 5 Great Kage, they have Clint Steele, Jester, and Contour. Ladies and gentlemen, I am 1 HP, and to my left, we got...
Sorry, my mic disconnected. We got Lou in the building. What's up, yo?
And then later on today, we're going to have I Am Aura join us on the broadcast. He's running a little late, but, he's been doing investigations, helping out Avoid in his lawsuits. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and take it to... Oh, actually, just a reminder, the Vel signups are out. So y'all go ahead and check out the UBAe announcements if you want to go ahead and check that out. And after this card, we will release the full UBAe 13 card, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. Let's go ahead and take it to the war room so we can go ahead and see the first pick, chicken shawarma, the UKFC Unk war room. 2 minutes on the clock for this one. He does have Bingling, Nakota, Cube. So who will select? Who will he select? That's like a little tongue twister right there,
This is definitely, I think, the strongest lineup we've seen come in for, UKFC Unks. Nakota transferring out of Champs United, getting kicked out the team, coming back in, finding like a new environment to actually participate in. And I think this is the first or second time we're actually seeing him in UBAe after messing up as badly as he did the first time around. So I'm interested to see if he stayed consistent. I'm interested to see if he's as good as he was. And, see if he can still perform.
Yeah, I'm very curious on how Nakota's going to perform as well, too. But, the other pick is in. Jester stepping in for the 5 Great Kage and Nakota being the first pick. We got Nakota versus Jester. This is like a super fight back then when both had the title. This would have been possible. But ladies,
I think it did happen. Isn't one of Nakota's losses Jester?
This is a very old one. It's a very, very old one. But ladies and gentlemen, Jester versus Nakota, UKFC Unk versus the 5 Great Kage. This is going to be a hell of a matchup, a hell of a one to start off and kick off today. I'm excited for this one. I'm not going to lie. The UKFC Unks, we haven't seen them since last time when they fought Champions United. They clean sweep Champions United. Many forgot about that. But that was a huge upset. I'm sure nobody really expected that.
Absolutely.
And they also beat Team Muds as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, UKFC Unks has been on a big return recently.
They have been.
Crazy. They were one of the projected teams to be at the bottom of the rankings at the end of the season, and they've had a great comeback. Like you said, big sweeps, big wins, big highlight reels, and Bingling kind of being the center of it so far, being like the center man of his team. They're pretty much every week. They're consistently putting out performances, consistently putting out damage and numbers. And I'm interested to see if he could stay, the centerpiece with this many names on his team. You got Cube out there now. You got Nakota out there now. Bing's for sure the star of the team right now, and I'm interested to see if he can keep that position.
Okay, ready? Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Round 1, 3 minutes on the clock for this one. Nakota and his black and white, Jester in the black and green. This is going to be a hell of a matchup right here. We're going to see.
Yes, 2 definite OGs of the game. Both former champions. And Nakota's a current champion here in UBAe, the light heavyweight division. Jester being a former champion, I think, in UFL, probably other leagues. I wasn't around much then. I know he's had a leg.
Goats.
He's arguably the greatest in terms of legacy. You look at the
Both
record.
fighters starting off strong with a good jab too, Blue. Like I saw Jester swinging earlier, like he was DDP.
Nah, seriously, the dude was just swinging it, and he kind of looks like DDP too.
At 48.
He kind of looks like DDP. Hold on now.
Oh, Jester piecing up Nakota in the first minute.
Big flurry coming in here for Jester. What a swarm to start off the fight.
Jester going to the body, returning up top with the left hook, having Nakota on heavy punishment in this first round.
Every exchange you
Former
could see
champ.
Nakota. Sorry. Every exchange you can see Nakota's able to land, but he's not able to land the more consistent, powerful shots. That goes to Jester. Every time he comes in, he's getting clipped. Boom, 50. A clinch right there. And that's like a consistent pattern where he's able to land a few shots, but he's not able to keep out with the damage output that Jester's throwing out there.
Ooh, heavy left hook there from Nakota, landing on the chin of Jester, but Jester returns it with a 60 damage right hand. With a right cross. Heavy body shot again to liver.
Big cross
Starting to mix in his crafty vet techniques. You can see Nakota's visibly hurt.
And Jester's taking full advantage of it. He's taking nice angles when Nakota is stunned. He's trying to get the extra damage. He's not over-hunting a knockdown, but he is definitely looking for that damage. And you could see it here. I think catching Nakota once again. Heavy shot to the face.
Good jab again there from Nakota, loading up that left hand of his. Almost landing on the chin there of Nakota, but missing it due to a soft block. Or a shoulder hit right there.
Now, one thing that Nakota is doing that you never want to do against a man like Jester is he's playing right in that mid-range. Jester's a long dude. Very, very long dude. Very long arms, very long reach, very lanky body. You play to that mid-range, yup, he'll do exactly this.
Oh, heavy left hook again. A check hook of Jester landing very accurately in his first round. Doubling up on the liver onto the left hook again. This is looking like it's Jester's fight so far in this first round.
Yes,
but Nakota's landing very
dominant.
sneaky hits. See Jester's starting to taunt a bit. Unk is starting to feel himself in this fight, and that is the first round down. Many might say that's a 10-9 for Jester.
Yeah, very, very like visually dominant performance here for Jester. Getting a lot of the higher damage numbers, getting the higher punishment. He's doing what he needs to do to win right now, and Nakota is doing exactly the opposite of what he should be doing against a fighter like Jester. You know, he's coming in here against, like I said, 6'1", 6'2", long arms, and he's playing to the mid-range where Jester can just boom, counter and swarm. He's able to step out, keep the range, sneak, and take picks from angles that you wouldn't expect a normal human to be able to throw from. Nakota doesn't seem to be coming in here prepared so far, and I want to see if he can make that adjustment coming in to the later rounds, 2 and 3.
Seconds out.
And here we go into round 2, the second round. 3 minutes on the clock for this one. Y'all saw Jester get ahead in that first. What damage? We're going to find out if he can keep it up for the next 2 rounds and if Nakota can switch it and flip the tables. Already landing a right hook is Jester.
Already liking the difference of approach from Nakota here. He's playing cleanly out of range and then moving in when he needs to and landing some sharp shots. This is a good adjustment here.
Both men trading the right cross, but Jester taking more of the damage on that trade, actually. I was going to say Nakota, but you can see the damage more on Jester here. It's a red bar. But Nakota tasting more long-term punishment.
Yeah, definitely a good comeback after a horrible first round there for Nakota. Having to fight to assert himself. And he's now able to take advantage, though, struggling in the corner.
We might see a knockdown real soon here. Jester's landing a lot of his straights, and that's looking to be a problem for Nakota, because when you're landing a lot of straights, you're going to be sneaking in that left hook as well.
Hey, stop it.
Or actually more of the hooks, actually, not just the left.
Fight.
They touch gloves after that neutral separation coming up on the halfway point of round 2. Nakota hitting 20s on Jester.
Yeah, Nakota's not able to land very hard right now. And every time he does land somewhat hard, Jester's able to either get out of range or just land a clinch. Like, Nakota's struggling to get any punishment at all, let alone long-term here in this fight. Could be part of the slap detection that came in with this new damage patch. Maybe Nakota just can't do damage with the slap patch. We all know he's historically known for the slaps.
Nothing too is Jester's handling the range very well. So if it was closer, maybe it would have been hitting way harder. But just because he's getting just out the way of those shots, he's barely getting scraped by him.
Yeah, the distance management here from Jester is elite. He chooses to be out of range. He chooses to be in range.
Good 1-2 there from Jester, going up top with the right hook again, hitting a 50
getting
damage
caught
shot,
there.
but he's tasting more punishment.
Dakota landed a clean counter there. If nothing else, he still has that timing and shot selection, man. He's still
looks
out
like
there
he's
looking
trying to
like the
work on
light
the
heavyweight
timing.
champion.
But you can't focus too long on managing distance. You got to fire right then and there. Whenever you see a shot open, you have to let it go, because the longer you play this range game, the longer you try to work on your timing, Jester's going to keep racking up volume and damage.
Yeah, and especially in a short round format like this, it's a 3x3. You don't have a lot of time to work, right? Your adjustments have to be quick. They have to be in the moment. The in-between rounds, adjustments that Nakota made were good at the start of the round, but now he's needs to kind of fall back to what he was doing round 1. And it's back to square one for him right now. It's another Jester seemingly dominated round. Beautiful combination there for Jester, coming in, ripping to the body, ripping to the head, and that's a way to end off the round with possibly another 10-9 in Jester's favor.
You can see the instant replay right here too of earlier. The exchange right there from Jester at the end of the bell. He's starting to pick up his pace and his volume here in his combinations. Maybe Nakota's starting to get a little bit hesitant right there as he eats a 4-piece combination from Jester at the bell. That's interesting. That is interesting to see. Former heavyweight champion Jester.
And you know, the man on the booth is the reason why it's formed. Alright, I placed myself in the midst of that, my fault.
Third and final round, 3 minutes on the clock for this one. Can Jester bring it 1-0 for the Kage? Or can Nakota secure a TKO or possibly a draw for UKFC Unks? And in case of a draw, that'll be a 1-1 score.
So far, seeming like
heavy 1-2. Oh, the left hook to a knockdown.
Beautiful combination. Jester finishing that with a left uppercut, putting Nakota down on the canvas, out of the ropes.
He's been setting up that shot for the whole fight. He's been hitting these flurries of combinations and ending it off with the left hand. And you can see right there, drop Nakota bad. Boom. That was a good uppercut. Oh
Beautiful, beautifully placed. And if Nakota wasn't fighting an uphill battle before, now he's looking at a potential 30-26. He needs to bring this back home. Ooh, Jester having fun with it. Hitting some
Jester trying to hit that uppercut
here.
again. Oh my God, 57 damage off that left hand of Jester's. He's back. He's been back, actually. He's hitting a no-look shot right there, taunting on Nakota. He is feeling himself, and we're barely on the halfway point of round 3. Jester's hurt. This is a good fight right here.
Absolutely. And so far, Jester putting on a wonderful performance here for the crowd.
The crowd is on their feet indeed for this one, ladies and gentlemen. Nakota looking a bit tired or hesitant here.
Hesitant would make a lot of sense here. You know, you've spent 3 rounds now with a minute left to go, struggling to land a shot on this man. Every time you overextend, he's catching you with these sharp shots, these long arms. He needs to find a new approach here, because what he's doing right now is not going to keep working for him.
Nakota trying to long frame, stiff arm Jester right there.
Yeah, failing twice in a row there.
Nakota's been landing very good shots as well too throughout this fight, but it hasn't really had much of a reaction on the heavyweight Jester.
Another beautiful combination for Jester a moment ago, coming back in, landing more of these sharp shots. The accuracy is something of a wonder here for Jester.
And if you're the fighter, you got to start pushing the pace. The long-term punishment is up. All it takes is whoever lands that big shot first. If you're Nakota, you got to count on that one. The last 10 seconds, he's starting to pick it up on Jester. Could this be what he should have been doing in this whole fight? Too little, too late. He gets hurt at the bell. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it, I believe. Jester walking away with the victory, taking it 1-0 for the 5 great Kage.
Ladies
Oh.
and gentlemen.
And Dakota has
Dakota
seemingly
just passed out.
discombobulated.
Dakota has just passed out in the ring, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take it back to the war room where the 5 great Kage will be making their choice and their pick on who exactly will be fighting up next. And after that, after these picks come up, we will know exactly who will be the mandatory bout. But Jester winning at 30-26, 5,000 damage to 3,500 Dakota. Oh, he is back.
If I was... Hold on. Looking at Team 5 Great Kage here, I mean, you look at the matchups, you have Bing and Cube left, and then Contour and Clint for 5 Great Kage. Sorry, got distracted. My personal prediction, I'm thinking they're gonna sit there and go with Contour. If you look at the matchups, that makes sense. You know, you either force them to throw out their ace, which is Bing, and give Clint a much more reasonable matchup in Cube, or you win 2-0 and they're fighting an uphill battle with their aces. They're, you know, gassed, last man standing. So I'm curious to see who they throw in here. If the pick is in now, I want to hear it. I want to see who they throw in.
And the pick is in, ladies and gentlemen. Clint Steele will be fighting for the 5 great Kage. Can he bring it 2-0 against the UKFC Unks? We'll be finding out very, very soon. UKC Unks make their mind. And the pick is in for the UKFC Unks. Chicken Shawarma has selected Cube. We'll be seeing Clint Steele versus Cube. And it's been a while since we've seen him fight as well there too. So this is going to be one hell of a matchup right here. Both men's first time fighting. UBAe. Actually, no, it's not Clint's first time fighting in UBAe.
This Cube's first time.
We have a fight here.
Yeah, I've seen this man Cube in a
Audio
while.
up here. Oh my God.
Oh.
Okay, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. I had a little issue with my audio there.
Jester's not really properly paying for good mic quality.
Has the issue of, like, you know, when your headphones mess up and you can only hear like the background music and nothing else.
Oh, I hate that when it just disconnects the voices.
Yeah, like I don't know what's going on.
I don't even know what that's called. It's such a weird issue. Both fighters officially in the lobby and now ready to fight. Clinton Steele versus Cube starting now.
Mouthpiece is in. Seconds out. Okay, get ready. Fight.
Clint coming out of the blue corner with the white shorts. Cube coming in the all yellow
Here we
fit.
go, ladies and gentlemen.
Sharp shots already for Cube.
Cube in the yellow. Cube looking a little bit big in there. As they start off the first round strong, swinging in there.
Cube has kept that power and that ferocity if nothing else. He is throwing sharp shots. These are placed very well.
from Clint, ducking down to the shot of Cube, but Cube starts to pick it up a bit there, landing a heavy body shot.
Clint being very, very hesitant to throw the hands right now. Kind of wondering what he's thinking. Ooh, getting countered off the uppercut. Beautiful sequence there for Cube.
Both men trading heavy shots here.
Ooh, Clint starting to take the better of the exchange.
This thing too is both men are staying in front of each other's range right here, so both are able to land at will.
Yeah, these are both sluggers right here. They're both willing to take a shot, to throw a shot, and they both hit hard if nothing else. So this is already shaping up to be a very interesting matchup from what we've seen halfway through the round now. Both fighters showing no signs of slowing down. I'm really liking Cube's game plan here. I'm liking the shots that he's throwing. I'm liking the damage that he's doing. The punishment building up here on Clint.
Clint's starting to taste a lot of shots, especially against a taller opponent.
Yeah, he might need to raise that guard considering how much shorter he is. Cube's just able to shoot his straights right over it. Ooh, Cube hunting for it now, throwing heavy, vicious shots here. Clint's once again hesitant to throw back.
Break. Take a step back. Let's go. Stop. No holding.
A Clint separation right there too, a very neutral one, but both men not at fault there. One thing too is both of these teams need this win for a chance at the 4th seed for the playoffs. You know, the finals will be up there soon, actually in a week or two.
Stop fighting.
Yeah. Good round, good start for both fighters. And like you said, this is a high stakes match here. If they want the money, they want the 4th seed, if they want their chance to rise amongst the ranks of the teams, they've got to win this. So both fighters are playing here with, you know, their team on the line, their placement on the line. This isn't just a regular week. For them, this is a big moment. Thank you. Oh, another one?
Is your corner ready?
Hey, let me know, Castle. Let me know, Castle.
Okay, ready?
I think there's barking spiders in the booth here, ladies and gentlemen, but we're going to go ahead and head into the 2nd round. 3 minutes on the clock for this one right here.
All right, back to the fight. I think so far 10-9, I believe, for Cube. Could go either way. You know, both fighters definitely had their moments to shine that first round. It's an interesting fight so far. I'm liking it.
Stop. No holding. Let's go.
I'm good.
Good body work there from Clint.
Fighters picking up the pace once again. These guys are not afraid to slug as they had been.
You can see Clint starting to pick up those heavy shots there, though. Good right cross there from Knight. You know, he tried to do a pullback counter there. I believe our other commentator took a water break.
I am right here, actually. You know, back to back to the fight. Once again, Clint taking a very slow and measured approach here, and it's just like I'm interested to see what would happen if he let his hands go, like for real. Right now, I feel like we're gonna see another Ronin versus Natsu situation where volume just completely overtakes the play shots. Beautiful
heavy right
combination
uppercut
for
there.
Cube.
Clint landed a good right uppercut there, though.
These sequences have been mainly in Cube's favor, but he always gets overzealous, and Clint just capitalizes on every time.
Oh, and Clint is down in the second round.
Like I've been saying, that volume is eventually going to overtake him on the stage, man. He can't keep taking these slow, measured approaches. He needs to land these big shots. He can't just throw two at a time. He's fighting somebody like Cube, bro.
Exactly. Clint has to bring it to Cube there. He has to up the volume. You can't be relying on the single shots there. And that's 2 rounds down. 1 more to go in this fight. You know, we just got to bring it up. Do y'all prefer the PTC or live? Because, you know, we're seeing very different fights compared from live to PTC.
So far, I think a lot of the people that I've spoken to have completely preferred PTC. Like live, just it's too tolerant of a lot of cheese. It's too tolerant of turning away. In this patch, you can't turn away. You can't run from your opponent. It's a lot harder to, you know, throw cheesy volume. Volume definitely works, but well-placed shots in bunches, you can't just sit there for a counter, and you can't just spam your ass off. There's a nice balance I think PTC is putting out there that makes it so much more enjoyable for people of all playstyles so far.
You know, and it's funny that you bring up spam as well there too, because, you know, a lot of people complain about spam, whether it's hook spam or not, but where do you stand on about that? And before we do continue on that, we are in the 3rd round of this fight. But how do you feel about the spam allegations, especially when it comes to hook spam and stuff?
When people say hook spam, I feel like what they're thinking of isn't what the Thrill of the Fight 2 developers seem to be thinking they're talking about. A lot of them are complaining about people who fight the way that Cube do. You could see the technical like approach here. Yes, he's throwing a lot of volume. Yes, he's being a little too careless. But you can see the shot selection through the volume. You can see the boxing through the volume. I don't believe in this current state of the game that hook spam is a real thing anymore. I think if you wanted to complain about it back in V1, V2, V3, hell, even V4, sure. You go right ahead. But in this patch, in this state of the game's, you know, in this state of the game's progress, with this much longevity, you either have to learn to adjust to it.
Oh, good left-hander from Clint still. He was landing big shots as well there too.
Wow, what bad timing.
Clint still has been catching Cube a lot.
Okay.
Definitely a way to come back into this fight. Beautiful shot there for Clint. What a hook, man. Jesus.
He was picking Cube apart in this whole round so far. You know, I do like that you bring up the hook spam as well there too, because in my opinion, I feel like there's no such thing as hook spam. I feel like it's more of a defensive issue on the player, and I've always stood by that.
Definitely not a ridiculous take. Not at all. I think that's actually really reasonable. I think, like I said, at this point in the game, I feel like there's so much counterplay to people that just sit there and throw hooks in your face. If you can't step back and throw a counter, that's an issue on your boxing, not on their style.
Exactly. If you can't defend hooks in game, how could you do that in real life?
Exactly.
Heavy shot there again from Cube, but Clint's starting to look for that uppercut right there, and it's been landing a lot for him. He's been throwing it a lot.
Yeah, the uppercuts are definitely his specialty. You can see he kind of, it reminds me of Jester in a way, the way he takes the angles on some of his shots, the way Clint moves, he lunges in to the side. You can see when he goes for that body uppercut, the angle he takes on it, very similar to the way Jester lunges in. The uppercut, completely unique.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Holy!
Caught him leaning too far.
Clint still.
Oh, this is something that Cube
Hands of steel from Clint. All he needs is one more knockdown, and there's 30 seconds left.
You can see there's a big reason as to why Clint got that knockdown there. Cube always leads with his head. He's always front foot heavy. You can see it right now. His chin is completely exposed and in the air. He's
One of
swinging.
the nasty knockdowns I've seen in UBAe so far. And there's 10 seconds left. Can Cube return it or can Clint secure a TKO?
Dude, the uppercut knockdowns in UBAe have been crazy so far.
And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Did Clint just steal the fight or secure a draw?
Ladies and gentlemen,
We're about to find out right now.
it's a draw.
It's a draw. It's 2-1 for the Kage. When there's a draw, the score gets added 1-1 whenever there is a draw. So that is crazy to see. It's 2-1 for Kage, and a mandatory bout will be Contour versus Bingling. Can Contour put the final nail in the coffin, or will Bingling even out the scorecards and give his team some hope? Wow. That is insane to see. That second knockdown caught me so off guard. I hope we can see it again. I feel like the fans at home want to see that again. Oh my God, that second knockdown was something. Y'all can see right here. We were just chatting. We were just commentating the fight. And out of nowhere, Clint looking for that right uppercut again. He gets a little rocked. Oh, wait, no, this was towards the end of the fight. Wow, that knockdown earlier, though, I can't get over it. That was perfect timing. I mean, he caught Cube circling out, launched the right hook, and boom. That was reminiscent of Justin Gaethje and Edson Barboza, in my opinion. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be heading into the mandatory bout with Contour versus Bingling. Can Contour put the final nail in the coffin and defeat the UKFC Unks once and for all? Or will Bingling even out the scorecard and give his team some hope, putting us into Game 5? Another reminder, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow will be Team Junk versus the Ring Reapers, a best-of-3 bout because the Reapers couldn't fill 3 fully. Make sure y'all tune for that. And on Sunday, we will have Team Ragtags versus Team Champion United and Team Sheath Elite versus Team Muds. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be finding out the seeding and the placements. Y'all can see the standings right there. Team Sheath Elite and Muds standing at the top 2, and they are tied for number 1. That is true. That is true. They are not tied. They are not tied. That is true. We will fix whoever gave us that, unfactual statement right there. But ladies and gentlemen, both men are ready, locked and loaded in the ring. Bingling versus Contour, the mandatory bout, starting now.
And this right here is Kage's chance to come back, not come back, but to, finish the bracket right here and now. You can go 3-1. All you need is for Contour to win or to get a draw. That's all you need. Scheduled, round 1 scheduled of 3. Contour versus Bingling. Contour in the white shorts, Bingling in the green. New fit here coming in for Bingling. And already a very, very fast start. Both fighters feeling out their footwork immediately.
Oh, good combination there from Bingling, going to the right hook to the body, returning up top with the left hook. Both men having a very fast pace to start off today. Oh yeah, Contour's starting to land a lot of volume here, a lot of straights and sneaky left hooks. That's one thing too, is you're gonna be catching Bing a lot coming in if you're Contour. And with Bingley, you gotta work on your timing. You gotta catch Contour off that movement, off his circling.
One concern I do have for Bing here. He's not necessarily cutting off the ring. He's not punishing Contour for circling. He's doing good matching the speed, but he's not necessarily matching the movement the way he needs to. A lot of shots landed to the guard of Contour. Bing definitely getting picked apart a bit here.
We're landing a good left hook there on Contour off backing up, and that's exactly the shot he needs.
There he goes. Bingling starting to find some success in the pocket now. Out there looking like JDM.
Oh my God, what a fight we are seeing, and it's barely the halfway point of round one.
Oh, this is new for Bing.
Contour is hurt bad.
This is something new. You see this? He's sitting down in his combinations, and look at the damage that he's starting to put out on Contour now. He's not letting him freely circle around. He's definitely catching him on the circle. And he's sitting down in his combination, something we don't often see Bing doing. We're seeing him bounce around, boom, bop, 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 bop.
You know what I think it is? I think it's because he's rocking that JDM fit right there.
I absolutely think so. I was talking to him about this earlier. He was talking about, I want to bring up a new JDM style. And I was like, ooh, I want to see it. And I think we're starting to see him use it pretty well here against Contour. Beautiful jabs coming in here.
Slowing down a bit there.
Wonderful shot there for Bing on the chin.
The former BMF champ starting to sit down on his punches more, and the power's coming through. But don't count out Contour, because all it takes is one from the heavyweight.
Take a step back.
The final 30 seconds. Both men having the pace and the volume of a fight that's already been 3 rounds in. I swear it's like a 200 punch count right now.
Like Contour is like a Josh Hogan of heavyweights in terms of the rest of his division. Not in terms of personality, but in terms of like, he don't get flat lines. He can do damage. He'll break you down with volume, speed.
Being got caught
He'll
with that right
outpace you.
hook.
He's so agile for his division, for his size.
That's another thing we got to count for too, is when you're a heavyweight, you're not really a heavyweight. You're only a heavyweight because of your height. So there's a lot of light men in there.
There's a lot of heavy dudes in there that are struggling to keep up with the pace.
But what a first round, honestly. And this fight in this season is brought to you by Sheath Underwear of Legends. Make sure to use code Sheath UBAe30 for 30% off your next purchase.
Oh, Big setting a JDM gif in the chat. Yep, there it is. One interesting thing to point out, look at the replays here.
Looking.
See the tracking there? Contour is not able to circle at all. Bing is not letting him. See, he's right there. He tries to circle out. Bing is right there. He tries to circle out. Bing is right there. He is a hawk in that ring right now.
The second round, 3 minutes on the clock. And it's good that you point that out, because when you're taking the center of the ring, your opponent is most likely circling around you the whole time. So all you can do is just stand on your shots and turn with them, because no matter what, you'll be able to face them and close that distance at your will. But Contour's going to pick it up on Bing here.
Good shots here for Contour. Definitely an adjustment to be made. Looks like he's trying to claim the center a little bit more now. You can see him starting to feint the step in. And he's taking advantage of it beautifully. A nice 3-piece combination there for Contour.
Contour's trying to pick up the damage here, but getting a little bit hesitant there, swinging with Bing, and that's understandable.
Yeah, Bing's one of those dudes you do not want to stand and bang with. He is fast, and he hits heavy when he's sitting down like this.
Kind of suspect tracking shots there from Contour. Kind of looks like a slap a little bit, but I assume it's the headset tracking.
I hope so. But to be fair, there is a slap detection in the game,
shot.
so I don't know. There's slap detection in the game now. So I'm wondering.
You can take away the slap, but you can never take away the form Contor's starting to taste some punishment here, but all it takes is one to return it back. Both men having that long-term punishment bar all the way up as Bing goes to the body there. Contour landing a good combination, ending it off with the left hook. But he's too twitchy here.
I'm loving this new style here for Bing. This is beautiful to watch.
There's such a difference here too, is that Contour is switching his arms up and down, up and down. He's circling out, he's ducking down. Bing has his guard high and he's just walking him down. And when you're Contour, you're not really knowing exactly what you're trying to hit here because you're constantly evading, you're constantly moving. Next thing you know, you drop your hands and you're getting punched. I mean, dropped.
Yeah, you don't have the time to set up your shot selection, and that's the kind of fight that Bing needs to set up here.
Oh, and there it is. Bing with the timing, just as predicted.
Beautiful right hand down through the guard.
And it's what we talked about, Blue. When you're constantly moving around, when you're constantly worried about your defense, you're bound to taste a lot of shots, and all it takes is that one split second, you drop your guard, and next thing you know, you're down on the canvas right here. Boom. Good timing there from Bing as well there too. Contour leaned to the left, walked right into that right hand of Bing's.
Measured aggression here from both fighters. Then Contour realizing he's down in the fight now. All he needs is a draw. Bingling's fighting an uphill battle here. That knockdown helped him a lot. So if he won round one, he could get his fight a win here, his team a fight here.
Last 10 seconds of the second round. Can Contour return a knockdown, or will this be Bing's 10-8? Two rounds down, one more to go. What a fight we are seeing here tonight.
Very, very technical approach here from both fighters, and I'm just absolutely loving the display that they're putting on here for us.
You see that instant replay of the knockdown earlier. A lot of movements there from Contour. He tried leaning to the left with the right hand, but he walks into the right hand of his own. Good timing there. And if you're Contour, what would you do, Bloop, to switch this around, to flip the tables and get a knockdown or a draw, possibly a knockout?
I mean, looking at the matchup, I think with Bing, if he's sitting down, he's walking you down. You got to cut to the inside. You got to be sat down. You got to be ready to take the center from him and cut the angles around him on the inside instead of circling around him on the outside. I feel like he's ready to track you down from the back foot, but is he ready to track you when you're on the inside? He's sat down his combination. He's ready to punch where you were, and you're not there anymore.
Third and final round. 3 minutes left in this fight is all it takes. Like we said many times, can Bingling take this to game 5, a 2-2 score, or can Contour secure a 3-1 for his team?
So far, looking like Bingling's fight, securing a beautiful knockdown in round 2, having a very solid performance in round 1. But I'd like to point out, just getting the stun and the punishment damage on Contour doesn't always mean that you're winning the rounds. Look at Contour versus M4. M4 was hurting him bad in a lot of these rounds. But Contour is winning by decision. And the only reason why it was a split decision is because Contour ended up getting 2 penalties for clinching.
Another thing too is the volume here. You know, when you have a lot of volume, you're racking up damage just like that. Especially if you're focused on single shots, you could be out damaged just crazily. Even when it doesn't feel like it. Big starting to taste more punishment here. His bars up. Both men adjust their headsets during this neutral clinch separation. 2 minutes to go.
Bing does a lot as he drops his rear hand coming in here on the jab. So if Contour can find some counter opportunities, which he has been throughout the fight, he can land a beautiful sequence just like this. And this is the adjustment that he needs to make. He's ready to step forward. He's ready to fight on the front foot. Harder punch.
I like that combination near the 1-2 to the body going up top with the right uppercut.
Shot landing in for both fighters there. Final minute. Contour looking to seek a knockdown. I think needing a knockdown to honestly secure this fight for himself, or at least a draw.
It might be crazy to say, but I feel like this could go to a draw. You know, the volume from Contour is really.
We saw it with M4. I wouldn't be surprised.
Holding.
But again, all he needs is a draw. He doesn't need anything more than that. It's a matter of if he trusts the scorecards or not.
And if you're being, you got to land that big knockdown to shut it out.
You know Contour doesn't hit very hard. You have to make a very big, noticeable mistake to get knocked down by Contour most of the time.
Bingling has him hurt, though.
Ooh, looking for the finish.
Bing in his JDM era, can he launch that combination to put Contour down and out in the canvas? Last 10 seconds.
Contour's liver wide open here.
Stop. Step back.
Oh, the evade there from Contour as Bing tells him what.
Fighting.
And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be finding out exactly what is happening in this fight.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I feel like it might be a draw.
your winner is... It's a draw.
And that is 3-1 for the Kage. I mean, 3-2. Wow. 3-2 Kage. When a draw happens, like we said, a 1-1 score is added. 3-2 for the Kage. They take the victory home. Wow, that is insane. We've seen 2 draws. We have seen 2 draws today. Oh my, I'm low-key astonished there. Ladies and gentlemen, the 5 Great Kage has won the fight, and they have successfully taken home that 4th seeding into the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, quite a mistake there, actually. Hold on. Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, Champions United and the Junks have to lose for the Kage to take the 4th seeding. But ladies and gentlemen, tune in tomorrow for the Ring Reapers versus Junk. And tune in the day after on Sunday for Ragtags versus Champion United and Sheath Elite versus Muds. So, ladies and gentlemen, there will be a press conference after real soon. So y'all make sure y'all tune in and pull up if you have any questions. Or if you just want to hang out in the VR chat hub, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be seeing y'all very soon. So don't go anywhere. Get ready. UBAe. Will there be any team to give RSVR a run for their money next season?
to the road when I'm back on the bike. Weave double jab, step throw a hook from the right. And got a mean uppercut that'll change your underbite. Shout out to PE, but you better believe the hype. Chef your chip on my shoulder with veteran battle stripes. Progressing through the sweat, you can check my genotype. Now how bad do you want it? No need to moan and gripe. You've been waiting for this moment for pretty much all your life. For the people in the back, I rewind to say it twice. It's the thrill of the fight. It's the thrill of the fight. Yo, they ask me why we do it. It's just the thrill of the fight. Stay true and committed to it. Just the thrill of the fight. Round for round, pound for pound.
Zooming through the void, starship on tilt. Drip so cold, make a comet feel guilt. Hollow tips whisper to the black hole's rim. Came from the dirt, not a cosmos swim.
Ice on my wrist, nebula, frostbite. Shadows in the dark, watch them creep at night. Speaking in codes, binary my slang. Asteroid chain, let it hang, let it bang.
Gotta let it bounce, gotta let it bounce. 808 shake, planets out they house. Gotta let it bounce, gotta let it bounce.
All right, I'm gonna drop some of the card for you guys real quick.
Versus Pink Jaw.
All right, it's gonna be posted anyways, but all right. Let me get this open. That was UBAe week 7 day 1. Just got one matchup through today. We'll get the people on in just a second. I'm gonna post this online in the Discord right after, but just to tease it a little bit. All right. First matchup I'm gonna drop. We got on the undercard. We got Adonis at light heavyweight versus UBAe.
Okay.
It's gonna be one of the fights. One of the fights on the main card. I'll just release right now. I'll save. We got 2 title fights.
It's gonna be Martin and Dakota.
At
Speak to the
the
devil. As soon as I start talking about
co-main
Dakota.
co-main event of UBAe 13 will be the heavyweight title, Blue versus Bodie, of course, because Bodie won the fight
Ain't
against
nobody
Jordan.
wanna see that.
And then as the main event we have booked, we got the light heavyweight title.
Dakota versus Maki.
There you go. Four said it. We got Nakota versus Maki. I mean, but those you guys kind of probably expected. And then at a catchweight, this is kind of interesting. We got Jester versus I Am Aura at a catchweight bout.
Interesting. You guys have to start saying.
All right, this is a fun one. Real quick. We got
versus Big Jaw.
We got ranked middleweight, number 14 ranked Dragon 5000 is going to be fighting Roatan, ranked number 4 in middleweight.
What the fuck? No, is that not a wild matchup?
All right, that is some of the cards. We'll post the rest online, but let's get the winning team.
Yo.
Oh, I see Natsu. Hold on. I don't see you on the card, Natsu, as of just yet, but there's some blanks still, so.
Like, if I pay $50, put me on the card. Nope. Alright, ignored. Awesome. Awesome. What the? Oh, I'll go find him. Ah!
Now in hindsight, I never came for the limelight. I shine bright when I train through the night. You can feel the passion on the page when I write. You keep the rubber to the road when I'm back on the bike. Weave double jab, step, throw a hook from the right. And got a mean uppercut that'll change your underbite. Shout out to PE, but you better believe the hype. Chef your chip on my shoulder with veteran battle stripes. Progressing through the sweat, you can check my genotype. Now how bad do you want it? No need to moan and gripe. You been waiting for this moment for pretty much all your life. For the people in the back, I rewind to say it twice. It's the thrill of the fight. It's the thrill of the fight. Yo, they ask me why we do it. It's just the thrill of the fight.
Headset for what?
It's just the thrill of the fight. Round for round, pound for pound. It's just the thrill of the fight. It's the thrill of the fight.
Good one. Good one, Casa. Boo. Boo.
Ringside Dion can finally call themselves the best league in the world. Take home $500.
Will there be any team to give RSVR a run for their money next season?